and we're going to have a nice look. Hi guys, this is Marlin here at Hearns Hobbies, and today I wanted to show you guys the Shinkansen Series 0 to 2000 8 carriage set by Kato in N gauge. We'll have a closer look at what you get in the box. Alright, so I just wanted to show this this special set from Kato. So this is an N gauge replica of the famous Shinkansen bullet train in Japan. So this is the original series, starting from Series 0. Shinkansen, I think, is Japanese. It roughly translates into new main line in English. So these were the most sophisticated electric trains in the world at the time, and traveled at speeds upwards of 120 to 140 miles an hour. And this is in the mid-1960s, so pretty big deal at that time. So first of all, you got this book-like case, which is great. Very nicely done packaging, can fit nicely on a shelf, keeps everything together. It's got a nice dust jacket. You've got a vinyl finish with some silver over the top with the lettering, and a button clasp that we'll just release. We'll just put this down and open it up and have a look. So in Japanese, we do have some information about the train itself, and also some decals to be applied by the modeler to represent different lines on which these trains ran. So there was a lot of different routes that were taken by the Shinkansen train. And again, these ran throughout the 1960s all the way up until the 1990s before they were replaced by faster and more modern Shinkansen trains. But this is the iconic bullet train in the classic white and blue striped livery. So let's have a closer look at what's actually here. So we've got, it's an 8 carriage set. So you have an A and a B, or a lead and a trailing locomotive. And then you have the 6 carriages as well. So let's pull the lead locomotive out, and we're going to have a nice look. We're going to bring the camera in and really have a look at the fine detail. So this is N gauge is for Japan at least is represented in a scale of 1 to 150, so 150 times smaller than the real thing. So I always felt like the nose on these locomotives looked an awful lot like early jet aircraft of that period, like a Boeing 707 or something of that nature. You have the flat pane of glass on either side, and then the rounded bulbous nose with the headlights either side. You've got quite nicely detailed wipers on both the driver and fireman side. An antenna for the radio system, no doubt. All of the details are molded on from what I can see, but the detail's really nice. You've got the nicely engraved hatch for the nose and just the section above the nose. Riveted pilot. Just going along the side here. And then at the rear, got some nice detail there too. So you've got your standard Rapido style knuckle couplers, sprung of course. And one interesting thing is that the lead locomotive, well, both locomotives included, the power units I should say, aren't they're not powered on the set. That's actually the middle carriage. One of the middlemost carriages of the train actually provides the power. Let me just come out a little bit so we can see this in its entirety. Just a nice overview. Looks to be almost about 200 mils long. Pretty decent size. Okay, so we'll put that back. Let's see if we can find the unit. All right, so this one has the most heft to it, most weight. So we'll come back in. All right, so this is the actual power unit for the entire train. Again, this is an 8 carriage set. And I think the idea behind this is that, say for example, if you have a gradient on your layout, rather than having the power unit being at the lead or the rear, where you're either pushing or pulling all of the weight of the train up a gradient or down a gradient. By having one of the middlemost carriages provide the power means that the weight's distributed very evenly amongst the train. So you're only having to push half the train up at a time. So yeah, just looking at that detail there. Power unit doesn't seem to intrude too much on the interior. Obviously you'll have you know, motors and gearing on either side there, but you still have a see-through interior all the way through the middle, which is great. I'll just zoom out again. All right, so that is an overview of the Shinkansen Series 0 to 2000 in N gauge by Kato. So it's a really, really lovely set. Anybody interested in the history of this particular train or would love to have a nice representation of this in N gauge, these did run on the prototype lines with either 12 or 16 carriages. So you can easily upgrade this set to include more carriages to run it as prototypically as correct as possible. But even so, this is a fantastic set, and I think it would look great on anybody's layout who's modeling 1960s era Japan. So thanks very much for joining us and having a look at those wonderful items today that we have from Kato. I hope that you guys have a fantastic day.